Hello, thanks for joining us. This is Panorama. I'm Ruth Aguela. Terror news for Nigeria as our very own Toby Amusan storms a new global record at World Athletics Championships in the USA. Also, Ese Brume increases the nation's medal haul with a silver medal at the same event. We'll bring you these details shortly. You know this broadcast has been streamed live on our YouTube and our website is nta.ng/live. We're starting with sports because duo of Ese Brume and Nigerian hurdle queen Oluwatobi Loba Amusan attains sporting immortality as Toby wins Nigeria's first ever World Championship gold medal in the women's 100-meter hurdles, and Ese wins silver in long jump at the Oregon World Championships. Let's join our sports desk for details.
Nigeria's Toby Amusan early on Monday set a world record twice to win the 100 meters hurdles in style at the World Championships in Oregon. Her victory and another great performance by Ese Brume meant that, after laboring all week long with nothing tangible to show for their efforts, Team Nigeria ended their campaign at the World Championships in Oregon on a spectacular note, winning a gold and a silver medal on the final day of action. Amusan set the world record twice before she was crowned the world champion in the 100 meters hurdles, while Brume needed to dig deep for her silver in the long jump.
Amazon is in green for Macho Quinn, second from the left. The Olympic champion's been left a little bit at the start by Armstrong. Amazon now beginning to come through. So too is Anderson. Toby Amazon, look at the clock. I cannot believe it. She's done it again. 2 world records in one night. And she makes history by becoming Nigeria's first world champion.
In cycling, Denmark's Jonas Vingegaard secured his first Tour de France victory as Jasper Philipsen of Belgium won the sprint on the final stage in Paris. Philipsen was an easy winner on the Champs-Élysées, while Vingegaard finished alongside his Jumbo-Visma teammates after 3 weeks of racing. He beat last year's champion Tadej Pogačar by 2 minutes 43 seconds in the
Victory is sweet indeed, and President Muhammad Buhari expresses heartfelt congratulations to Toby Amusan for winning the women's 100-meter hurdles gold for Nigeria at the World Athletics Championship 2022, setting a new world record in the semi-finals and becoming the first Nigerian to win a world championship. In a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, the president thanks the track superstar for making the Nigerian national anthem resonate again from the international podium and inspiring upcoming athletes to strive for success. He also commends Ese Brume for representing Nigeria with honor, winning silver medal in the women's long jump event, as well as Team Nigeria for good sportsmanship at the world stage, proving that with hard work, success is achievable. Among sports, the CAF Awards returned in grand style last Thursday since 2019. Keme Ima Abodike in this special report reveals the glamorous gala night held in Rabat, Morocco on the sideline of the 2022 Africa Women's Cup of Nations.
After various rounds of shortlisting nominees for different categories of awards, only one Nigerian stood firmly in position for the most prestigious category.
African Player of the Year in the women's category. Asisat Oshaola, can you please?
It's a record-breaking night for me as an individual and for Africa as a whole as well. I got 5 today. 5. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone who actually helped me out throughout my career. 2021-2022 season was really tough for me as an individual. I would like to say thank you to everyone who stood by me. This year made me realize if you don't fall, you don't know the power of comeback. You don't know what comeback means. Special thanks to all my teammates from the club level, FC Barcelona players, muchas gracias por todo. To my national team players, the amazing and the best national team in the world, Nigerian national team.
It is the fifth time 27-year-old Asisa Oshala is taking home the prize, surpassing her compatriot Perpetua Nkwocha, who won it on 4 occasions. Recall that Oshala was adjudged the best African female footballer in 2014, 2016, 2017 and 2019.
Exceptional really fifth African Footballer of the Year award is a welcome development for Nigerian football, especially considering further his performance in the final.
Also at the gala night in Rabat, Senegal and Bayern Munich new signee Sadio Mane beat Mohamed Salah and Edouard Mendy in the men's category to be crowned the 2022 CAF Men's Player of the Year.
Sadio Mane, well deserved, you must say. His performance for club and country has been awesome.
Other winners include Evelyn Badu of Ghana, who won Inter-Club Player of the Year Women as well as Young Player of the Year Women. Mohamed El Shanawi of Egypt took that of the Men's Inter-Club Player of the Year, while Senegalese Pape Matassar won Young Player of the Year Men. Coach of the Year Women went to Desiree Ellis of South Africa, as Aliou Cisse of Senegal won Coach of the Year Men. Wydad Athletic Club of Morocco was adjudged Club of the Year Men. Teranga Lions of Senegal won National Team of the Year award, while the award for Goal of the Year went to Pape Ousmane Sako of Senegal. The period under review is from September 2019 until June 2022. In Abuja, I am Kenan Ima Aburike, NTA News.
Right, you know, victory for one is victory for all. Still basking in the euphoria of Toby Amusan's win. Let's bring you another perspective to that. Toby Amusan.
Toby Amusan, the African champion, the Commonwealth champion, clearly in the form of her life.
Sunday morning was momentous for Team Nigeria as the curtain fell on the 2022 World Athletics Championships in Oregon, Eugene, United States of America.
Amazon is in green for Matt Hickman, second from the left. The Olympic champion's been left a little bit at the start by Armstrong. Amazon now beginning to come through. So too is Anderson. Toby Amazon. Records in one night. And she makes history by becoming Nigeria's first world champion. What a way to do it. What a stage on which to discover sporting immortality.
25-year-old Toby Amusan took the women's 100 meters hurdles gold in 12.06 seconds, making history as the first Nigerian to win a world title and an unprecedented world record in one day. Amusan first ran a blistering 12.12 seconds to shatter the world record of 12.20 seconds set by Kendra Harrison of the US in the semi-finals.
I'm just thankful for my coach. You know, she's been my soul tonight, and the people I have, my support system, they've been, very supportive. And trusting myself just made everything more easier.
Amusan's 12.06 seconds in the final would, however, not be counted as it was deemed to be well over the legal plus 2.0 wind assist allowed in athletics.
Does the record of 12.06 stand? Unfortunately, no, it won't. The wind speed as at the time of the race at the stadium stood at 2.5 meters per second, which is above legal limits. And so it will not stand, but it is still the fastest time run. And it's amazing for us to witness it and see that it was done by Nigeria.
The record-breaking feat also enriched Amusan's purse with $100,000 by the organizers. Nigeria also celebrates another podium finish in the women's long jump event with Ese Brume's extraordinary efforts of 7.02 meters leap for a silver medal.
It's silver, a huge jump, 7.02. Congratulations to the entirety of the Nigerian athletes who are in Oregon. As they move on to Commonwealth, we wish them the best.
The next World Athletics Championships will be hosted by Budapest, Hungary in 2023. In Abuja, I am Kenan Ima Aburike, NTA News.
And while Toby is wondering on what to do with that money, let's talk business away from sports. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris has indicated that goal of President Biden's administration is to promote inclusive economic growth and development across Africa, expand capital flows, and promote innovation that is so prevalent across the continent. This was at the just concluded U.S.-Africa Business Summit held in Marrakesh, Morocco, where she emphasized the importance of boosting relations with the African continent. Justin Bem Unyi will bring us details now.
The 14th U.S.-Africa Business Summit 2022, which took place in Marrakesh, had participants exchange ideas around the opportunities to strengthen industrial links, investment and trade between the African continent and the United States.
Greetings from Washington, D.C. I want to thank
U.S. Vice President in her statement said she believes in the power of public-private partnerships that bring together the experience and the expertise of the private sector with a mission of government to act for the public good and with public trust.
Africa is the world's fastest growing continent. By 2030, the continent will have 1.7 billion people. There is a growing demand for food, healthcare, education, technology, and infrastructure.
She affirmed that the U.S. administration recognizes the critical importance of strengthening its relationship with countries across Africa.
The Biden-Harris administration is committed to working with all of you to address these issues in furtherance of the African Union's Agenda 2063. With regard to food insecurity, we are focused on the urgent need to increase food production and exports with and within Africa.
The summit, she noted, demonstrated Washington's enduring commitment to its African partners, adding that it will be based on principles of mutual respect and shared interests and values. The summit gathered more than 1,500 participants, 80% of which were from the major U.S. and African business communities. Justin Bemunyi, NTA News.
With many decades of gainful bilateral relations spanning cultural and economic ties already between them, Nigeria and Brazil, they here are on a quest to achieve more together, holding each other's hands in military cooperation. Consul General of Republic of Brazil to Nigeria, Ambassador Francisco Carlos Luz, expressed this optimism at the Western Naval Command of the Nigerian Navy, where a visiting Brazilian naval ship is set for a joint drill and sea exercise. Adeni Taiwo reports.
A big part of the Atlantic Ocean, which incidentally borders both Nigeria and the Republic of Brazil, the Gulf of Guinea, and its 2.35 million kilometers square of water, is a common patrimony for many coastal nations, and securing it a joint task for all of them. Coming barely 10 months after its naval frigate, the Independencia, dropped anchor at the shores of Lagos waters on a port visit, this port call by Brazilian naval ship Oniao further underscores the importance of the waters and Nigeria's dominant role in securing it. To do this better, Consul General of Brazil to Nigeria, Ambassador Francisco Carlos Luz, told his host that both countries must leverage their old socio-cultural ties to forge stronger military relations.
And this is helping in growing, training, participating in joint operations. I think this is quite positive for both countries.
And so we are doing some boarding exercises, some type of maneuvering, helicopter operations and things like that, so that we can make our backyard, call it South Atlantic, a good place for both of us.
Although the proposed drills and joint sea exercises are common among navies with shared goals, The flag officer commanding Western Naval Command, Rear Admiral Yakubu Wambai, says this one offers opportunities for peer review that will ultimately enhance the ability of the Nigerian Navy to police the nation's maritime domain.
They are here now. By October, hopefully there will be another exercise, another ship will be coming to continue to foster the synergy that we've had right from time of independence.
A total of 5 Nigerian naval ships will be participating in the joint drills with the visiting ship in Lagos. Adeni Itaiwo, NTA News.
The presidency says terrorist activity using propaganda and the use of violence to force government to accept or submit to political demands is not new all over the world. In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, says the country's security and defense forces are not clueless or helpless, but have plans and ways of doing things which they will not display in the media. The dilemma in dealing with the specific case of trained terrorists are manifold. Punitive action like the popular call for carpet bombing of the known locations may assuage the desire of an angry public for revenge. But what about the hostages? They have committed no offense. All they did was to board a train. The statement continued that terrorism is a global scourge that must be fought by all actors: the military, the civilian population, and the communication service providers. This is the only way safe havens of terrorists are eliminated in every part of the world. To help the nation against the ongoing situation, the media must increase their support for the fight against the exploitation of the internet and social media for terrorist purposes. The presidency reassures the public that the president has done all and even more than what is expected of him as commander-in-chief by way of morale, material, and equipment support to the military, and expect nothing short of good results. Civilian Joint Task Force, a group of combatant civilians presently assisting security forces in the crackdown on insurgents in the northeast, is offering to extend its services to the northwest. The group at a conference in Abuja says the success recorded in the northeast could be replicated in the zone if given the opportunity. Let's get details from defense correspondent Ismail Musa.
The Civilian Joint Task Force is a group of combatant civilians fighting alongside security forces in the counter-insurgency operations in the northeast. It was established in 2013 as a grassroots approach to securing intelligence for security forces, and later transformed into a full combatant group fighting alongside troops. The force is now offering to extend its services northwest, ravaged by banditry and terrorism.
The Nigerian military's operation against the insurgency and kidnapping currently taking place in Kaduna, Niger, Sokoto, Zamfara, and Katsina requires similar approach of military operatives and civilians.
The proposal to extend services westward depends on the approval of state governors. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
Well, let's stick. Welcome back. Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo has expressed his deep gratitude to Nigerians and everyone following his recent successful surgery. The Vice President appreciated the get-well wishes from Nigerians and prayers for his quick recovery. The Vice President also sent special appreciation to the team of surgeons, doctors, nurses, physiotherapists, and the management of the Duchess International Hospital, Lagos, for providing excellent care. The Vice President underwent a surgical operation on the 16th of July 2022 at the Duchess International Hospital, Ikeja, Lagos. The electoral matters following INEC's Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu directive that the ongoing continuous voter registration exercise be extended to weekends. Ifeoma Ojinta, correspondent, visited some registration centers to ascertain the level of compliance by INEC officials and prospective registrants.
Well, it's Sunday, and one would have expected that residents of the FCT will be at various churches or at home relaxing since it's a weekend. The residents of FCT are not leaving anything to chance to ensure that they remain relevant in the scheme of things come the 2023 general elections. They have come out in their numbers against all odds to ensure that they exercise their franchise come 2023.
You can see the turnout of people. There are so many people interested in politics now, voting. You know, it's never been like this before. And within the period of extension, I'm aware that millions of people have registered.
We don't want to stay back and wait for people to make a decision the way we complain. We all want to come out and make our decision.
At all registration centers visited this Sunday, INEC officials were on ground early enough.
Are eager to have their PVCs before the election come 2023. This exercise is supposed to be a continuing thing. It's not supposed to be something that will stop because election has taken place. Even if election took place today, it should be a continuous exercise.
Security personnel were also on ground to maintain law and order, while business-minded individuals are cashing on this opportunity to make BRICS business. It's been Ifeoma Ojinta, NTA News.
Right, that was yesterday actually for the weekend. One thing that is dear and also most desirable for millions of Nigerians, especially children, is breakfast with tea and bread. It is estimated that over 10 million loaves of bread are consumed daily. However, consumers of bread are in a dilemma with the rising cost of ingredients, most especially flour, which have raised the cost of a loaf and shrunk its size. In this report, Musa Aliyu takes a look at the demand and supply of bread in Nigeria at the moment strike by master bakers nationwide.
This is the popular and ever busy Kefi Abuja road, and people are out for work or are at their place of business.
Some of them say having tea as part of their breakfast makes them smart and refreshed.
I feel strong, feel healthy. That is why I like taking it every day.
I do take tea in the morning before going to work. Yes, tea remains a preferable morning meal not only for Nigerians, but millions of people across the globe. A research conducted by the Euromonitor International indicates that about 3.7 billion cups of tea are consumed on a daily basis worldwide. For Nigerians, the combination of tea and bread is the standard breakfast meal.
I like it creamy, yes, and soft, fresh, yes.
We eat bread, and bread goes, mostly people eat it as their breakfast in the morning.
Now, talking about bread, the demand for it in Nigeria has been on the increase. Alhaji Isaac is one of the major bread producers in Abuja. He told me that meeting the demand by Nigerians has become a source of concern for master bakers.
Especially flour. Every day or every week, the price is going up. I want to give you an example. A week or so, 2,000 naira was added. And I was made to understand again that in the next 2 weeks, another 2,000 naira will be added to the cost of it.
After my discussion with him, I visited this bakery located in Kubwa in Abuja. I met Miss Peace Izedua, the operating manager of the bakery. She said the major challenge is the scarcity of flour and high cost of major ingredients.
On the leather for packaging the bread, they've also increased costs. So virtually, to produce bread now is very expensive.
Already, 5,000 bakeries have shut down operation nationwide in protest over high cost of production.
So for them too, because they want to sustain the business, they have to add to the price. So
times I won't blame them because increase everywhere.
Running a family of 4 or 5, it is practically impossible for you to eat bread these days.
Scarcity of wheat is said to be responsible for the high cost of flour in Nigeria. What happened to the cassava flour initiative of the federal government? What about the 15% wheat levy for cassava flour projects? NTA is seeking answers, and more revelations will come your way.
I hope it gets better because I love bread. 8 persons have been arrested for attempting to import hundreds of cocaine pellets into Nigeria through the NTA International Airport, Enugu and Lagos airports. In a statement, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency says some illicit substances concealed in a cargo going to Dubai, United Arab Emirates, were confiscated, including 24 parcels of loud, a precursor for methamphetamine, among other substances, with no fewer than 4 FRET agents arrested in connection with the seizure. Meanwhile, 10 suspects have been arrested in Kaduna, Abuja, Sokoto and Anambra states for possession of illicit substances. Well, that's Panorama. Thank you very much for your time. Do remember to continue to join NTA in the fight against rape and rapists. I'm Ruth Aguela. Bye.